Kaboom, mate! Who do you think you are? How you these like that,
We've
eh?
taken the advantage.
Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, something along the lines of, now what in the name of jumping jelly beans did that guy just say? Well, we're going to get onto that in a moment and discuss this gentleman I was playing with during this game. But before I do, I first of all wanted to give a massive, very well deserved shout out to a very good friend of mine and fellow YouTuber. And he goes by the name of ATC Chaology. Now, it's not the first time I've mentioned ATC, but this time it's more important to me than ever. You see, ATC is my GFX guy. Everything you see on my channel regarding graphics, from my YouTube background to 98% of my thumbnails, the other 2% were done by another gentleman called Rubber Ducky, who will be featuring on my channel at a later date, right down to the intro you've just seen at the beginning of this video, have all been the work of ATC. Now, as tradition always prompts, I'm going to put the link to his channel in the description. I won't tell you to go and check him out, I will just ask kindly if you could and may, and I'll tell you the reasons why I think it's beneficial. Anything I ask him to do, he does it, and believe you me, I'm actually one of the worst people to do anything for. I'm so picky and precise and particular. I've had him redoing and re-uploading things and changing and adding bits and pieces left, right and centre. I'm surprised he hasn't told me to F off at some stage. Maybe he has under his breath, but he doesn't tell me that. So for his benefit, what I will say guys is, please if you can, go over, check him out. The one thing I've learnt now is that one good turn deserves another. That man has single-handedly created my channel from the ground upwards. He's made it look and feel the way it does, he's given it the vibe I exactly wanted, and I'm a happy little bunny. So as a return favour, I've waited till my channel's grown, and I'm giving him a mention. So as I said before, I'm not going to tell you to go and watch him guys. What I'm going to say is, please if you can, go and check him out. He does do commentaries and gameplays on Call of Duty as well. And if you're nice and regular enough and you ask him kindly, he will do something for you, he's a good guy. So yeah, that's done. Please go over, send him a bit of love if you can, and tell him Apocalypse sent you. Anyway, back to the game in hand. Now what was it that prompted me to upload this game? Well, in the early stages as this game started to progress, there was one thing that was very much sticking out to me like a sore thumb. And to be honest, after about 5 minutes of this gameplay, I was thinking to myself I was going to mute a certain gentleman. Yes, it was the gentleman you heard at the beginning. The most butthurt, raving, mad, lunatic Scotsman who sounds like he's on some sort of crystal meth high. A gentleman who for the entire, I think about 10 minutes of the game, did nothing but scream and shout and yell and want to do everything to the enemy team. Kill them, hack them. Actually in that order, he actually wanted to kill them and then hack them. Like as if that's going to make some difference. He was talking about cutting people's throats and then hacking their accounts. I mean genuinely, did he think that people were going to be lying there with their lacerated wounds on their neck, bleeding their last drip of lifeline from their throats, suddenly thinking to themselves, oh no, my account is going to be breached. No more Xbox Live for me then. It was hilarious. But I will say after 5 minutes it was getting to be a bit of a grind. But I thought no, I'll upload it and I'll let people see, and I was going to put a bit of music with it, a bit of comedy. But then something strange happened. It did come to my attention that I was playing with the people's choice of noobs. These noobs were chosen and hand-picked selectively from thousands of noobs that applied. The judges were particular in which noobs they wanted. They wanted quality of noobness, they wanted weakness, they wanted no sense of direction and no understanding of an objective. Yes, I was playing with the worst team I think I've ever played with, and if you think that's an exaggeration, it's not. On several occasions I specifically saw a number of people actually run past tags. Now for me, the problem was the enemy were actually getting the better of us. And to be absolutely fair to them, these guys were playing by the rules. There was people using submachine guns, assault rifles, knives, riot shields, everything, a mixture of point streaks. They were very powerful and very, very aggressive. Now, the reason that the intention of the upload for the gameplay changed for me was because we were very, very down. At one stage I believe the enemy were about 20 tags ahead of us for quite some time, and for all of my efforts of me trying to do absolutely everything to win the game, it was a no-go. So as a last-ditch attempt to win this game, I decided to ingest my Chuck Norris pills, get my groove on, and manifest myself into some sort of one-man army killing machine. And even all through this I had to endure listening to some psychosomatic Scotsman who should have been horizontal on a psychiatrist's bed. I nearly managed to pull it off. Brace yourself, people, for the roller coaster ride that is the greatest nearly epic comeback that never quite happened. Coming soon to a cinema near you. And you know, maybe it's my fault it never quite happened. Maybe I should have got out there amongst my swarm of exploding catatonic pigeons and picked up one or two tags along the way. However, throughout this prestige, it's the first time I've used the swarm. Even though I've unlocked it, I've prestiged every time and never bothered to equip it. So it's fair to say on my journey through to the next prestige, I've had my fair share of swarms, but I have learned one very, very valuable lesson. Hunter-killer drones can be deadly to yourself. A swarm can be about 100 times deadly. Because I didn't realise these things actually killed you. And on so many occasions I've stepped out while they've been fluttering around doing their thing, only to get in the way of one just doing its duty and blowing me up in the process. And there goes the Xbox controller across the room again, as tradition. Ah well, so close but no cigar, I'm afraid, Apocalypse. Who knows whose fault it was? The finger of blame could go to any of us. Maybe down to a couple of split screeners. Maybe down to the 2- and 3-year-olds whose daddy decided to let them take hold of his controller and have a go. Or maybe down to the unemployed alcoholic junkie, who, if he'd have spent a little more time into his gameplay and a little less energy into threatening to kill people, we maybe would have just got those extra little handful of tags and won the game. It's no biggie. Worse things happen at sea, particularly when I'm on the ship. I'll see you later, guys. Oh, and please don't forget, go and have a look at ATC. You won't just be making me happy. It's the least I can do to thank him. Apocalypse done.